Hi, Homejoy. Welcome to Campbell Hill. Crawford Street Designs. We're based out of Marietta, Georgia. We have another office in Kennesaw, really the Cobb County area, and surrounding really metro Atlanta areas where we focus. And so right off the bat, we knew from the beginning, what are they gonna walk in and see? Well, all of this is open, so their eye lands on all the way back here, this kitchen backsplash. And so to start off, when we started with this house, the very first thing we did was say, what does this look like as a feature wall? What are they walking in to see? And since it's so open, we didn't want them to walk in and see cabinetry. We wanted them to see beauty. Truly, we wanted them to see something beautiful. This is meant for beauty. This is meant to give an open area effect. It's not meant to be storage, holding. It's literally meant to be pretty. And we did all of the appliances panel ready so that they would feel like there was a strong cabinet presence, but it didn't feel heavy. And really where the storage comes in, this is what we call the pretty pantry. This is where we have beautiful little coffee cabinet. So I am actually a resident of this community, not super close, but not far away. And I grew up around here, so everyone kind of knows the Campbell Hill area. Recently, it's had a lot of revitalization around here. So people are looking for projects around here, honestly. And me and the builder actually have a good relationship. We've known each other for a while, and we've done several projects on this street. And one of the investors just found out about us, talked to us, and said, let's do this. So here we are. Because this space was so open and we wanted this space to feel big when you walked in, because it is small and bungalow style from the front, we really wanted to have an impact in the ceilings right here and an impact with the stone, give some more storage on either side, but this is really just meant to be, again, a beautiful feature that balances out that feature wall back there. There's a lot of windows, so we had to be really careful with layering the lights in, which ones have shades, which ones are exposed bulbs, which ones are stronger or harsher, and how are they being spread apart so that you're seeing each other in windows. And so there was a lot of light layering and a lot of attention paid to the ceiling, because again, this is all one room, but how are we dictating where each space is so that your eyes don't get lost in just one big space? So one of the very first things that the builder said was, I love arches. Could we do an arch detail somewhere? So the arches came into the passageways, and then we also added a few little arch details here and there. This was one just to make something a little more dramatic, because this is the coat closet. So working on a project without a client is, you would say, really awesome, because there's nobody that you have to ask. There's not another, it literally takes out a huge step in every part of the process, especially selections, and even double checking things. You're not having to go through someone else to ask. You are just the decision maker, so that really streamlines systems and processes and makes things go a lot smoother. Now, I will say though, on the downside of that, you are responsible for all the decisions. So there's no client that you get to go to and say, all right, this is it. What did you like? There's no one telling you what they like. So you're actually designing for a non-existent client, which, like I said, has its perks, because you're making all the decisions and you're not having to take that. But I am a very collaborative person. So thankfully I have a team. Like I said, I'm close with the builder. So this was a very team-oriented project. This room can be a bedroom. It has a closet and it's connected to the bathroom. But we designed it to be kind of this flex space, office space. So we color drenched it in Sherwin-Williams Night Owl. So the code molding, the trim package, the ceiling, base molding, doors are all in this color. And then this leads into the bathroom, the Jack and Jill bathroom, which is the smallest of the bathrooms. It's by no means a small bathroom, but it is the smallest. We did a floating vanity just so it would feel more open. We could show off more floor space. And the shower, we also did a two-tone effect so that it would give some interest to an otherwise pretty standard layout. This is our secondary bedroom on the other side of the Jack and Jill bathroom. A bed from a historic bed and breakfast in Charleston, South Carolina. Love me a beaded detail. My inspirations for this project. So like I said, the area is very well known. It's very historic. So most of the homes around here are actually smaller bungalow style homes. They're very unassuming. They're not large. They're not grand at their, in scale. But this one is actually over 4,000 square feet. So what we knew we wanted to do was still fit in with the history and the charm of this neighborhood, even in a brand new build. And so my inspirations were really the neighborhood itself, just the character, the vernacular of the community. I loved everything about that. And also just the richness that anything that has history or any natural element can bring into a new construction build, because where things can feel so new and that can read as cold or harsh or very not homey because it feels unlived in, that's where we like to take things even into the build that feel natural or earthy or lived in or antique even themselves. So history and character were definitely inspirations, the neighborhood itself. And we also wanted to incorporate other parts of the world. We really wanted to have some European inspirations, some Spanish, some where else do we have stuff? We have African inspirations. We have stuff literally from all over the world. And we have a big presentation that goes to the future homeowners so that they can know all about where everything came from. There were a lot of inspirations, but it really culminated down to, if somebody loved everything that the world and the earth had to offer, they would take and pick the best things from everywhere, but their heart would be to live right here in Marietta. So coming off the kitchen, we have the powder bathroom. Again, very generous sized powder bathroom, plenty of room. Laundry room, I always tell people I would hang out most of the time in here. It is one of my favorite areas. We built this custom framing. It's just a little case for their washer and dryer, but we wanted it to feel finished because of how finished the other side of the space feels. And so I just think that really, and especially so knowing how much storage this gives you, this is one of my favorite areas. Beautiful, but totally functional too. The back patio, both porches are over 300 square feet and they are gorgeous. They have real flagstone, Oklahoma brown flagstone all the way across, and it's two other whole living spaces out here, so I love it. The biggest design challenge that I faced on this project was probably wondering what the neighbors were gonna think. There's not many new builds in this community because it is so historic and because it is so charming and has so much character. There's a lot of remodeling, but there's not a lot of new builds. And so really, I wanted the community to be happy with what we had done to something in their midst. They have to look at it every day and it's their neighborhood. And so really my biggest challenge was, I'm pretty confident in knowing what the market will like, what a buyer would like, and what feels right and balanced and appropriate and things like that. But like I said, the inspiration was this neighborhood, and so my biggest challenge was, is the neighborhood gonna like it? Is it gonna fit in? And we've had such a great turnout and a great feedback from the neighbors. We're actually working with new clients with some of the neighbors, so that's about the best thing we could have hoped for. Here is our master suite. It has a ton of natural light, windows are almost to the floor, almost to the ceiling. They're a very dramatic part of this. So for sure, when the homeowner comes in, they'll do some sort of window treatments, which will really make this room feel serene and almost like a getaway, you know? But that's not something we want to install just for staging until that person comes in, but I can't wait to help them with that. And the master bathroom suite. This is definitely one of the most special places of the home. The tub was the very first purchase out of the entire project. I loved the fluted details, so any fluted details you see throughout the house were inspired by the tub. I thought it was beautiful. It was so crisp and modern and clean, but the detail on it really played into what's so great about antiques is they have so much detail and they're so ornate, and I just thought this was a new way to be ornate. So I love anything that has a story. So anything that has been around for years has a story, and you can almost look at it and tell. And so again, when you're in a new construction build, everything feels new. So how do we get something that feels like it isn't new, like it has some age, some wisdom, something, right? So that's where antiques play such a vital role in bringing in character. They tell a story in a space that doesn't have one yet, right? So I love antiques, I love thrifting. I always say that there's a song that says, like, you can't make old friends. That just only time and experience will do that. It's the same thing with thrifting and antiques. You can't make a piece of furniture have age without time. And so a way to get character and age and like I said, just something with a story, like it has something to say. That is a great component to have anywhere in design, but most importantly in a new construction. That had some texture. We really went in with a linear texture in the shower. And then to not get too linear, we really got some organic shapes in the honed marble floor, which I love. We custom made the mirrors because the vanities are different sizes, so the vanity spaces are different sizes, but we didn't want different heights, and we wanted to bring in a wood element somewhere so that the bathroom didn't feel too airy. It needed something that grounded it, you know what I mean? Because of the rest of the space, the rest of the house has such warmth. So we custom made the mirrors, and again, more built-ins just for storage. Master closet, custom built-ins. I feel like I'm in the way, like. Oh, the most rewarding part of this project is every single thing that happened. I mean, from the beginning, the builder and the investor really said, we trust you. Here are the architect schematics. If we need to change anything, we can. Let's do this. Like I said, and I was just so honored that they really did have that faith in me and knew that I cared about every piece. And so the most rewarding part is just being able to show off every single piece, every thought, every detail that went to it. Usually our projects are in clients' homes, right? So we don't invite open houses. We don't get to have luncheons where we're talking design or whatever. So this has been a great opportunity to just showcase what we love to do. Showcase what design can do for a space, for someone. And we've even, done things where we're teaching people how to do things in here. It's just been a really awesome project. Like I said, the feedback has been amazing. It has been an absolute dream to do this. I am so sad that it's kind of over. I really don't want it to be. Luckily, like I said, we've got other projects going on in the area. So the future homeowner will just have to be friends with us. Downstairs. Okay, I really love this area. Like, just standing here is a great spot for some of the structural things that we did. Like, we did these stair-stepped windows so that brick to again highlight that feature. The railings were custom made to, again, go with our more arched features. I love the stairs. And we, instead of doing lighting on the walls or above, we did low lighting right near the stairs. So at night, it's nothing harsh. You just turn on that. You can go up and down the stairs. Love that area. So the cool thing about this house is that if you park in the front, you would just go in the front door. If you park in the back, you would come in here. So we really, the way we designed it was, interestingly enough, with 2 entrances. So we would always say, every time we would think, where are they entering? Well, we've got to pick 2 ways. So how are we having a spot to place things up there? How are we having a spot to place things down here? And down here, we really felt like is maybe where they'd be coming if they had groceries or if they had multiple people, a bunch of kids with them. So this is where we really gave them a true landing zone to kind of throw groceries or things over there. And then again, a full kitchen. You've got a dishwasher, refrigerator, microwave, sink, and a wine room with beautiful alabaster sconces, the same stone from the exterior and the fireplace upstairs. So I love when there's a cohesive element, exterior and on both levels of the interior. That makes my heart very happy. The alabaster, the reason I pointed that out is because that is actually from India. That is one of the special lights I found from some other part of the world, and I just fell in love with it. So we really have a strong alabaster presence in here in the lighting. It was also in the primary bathroom lighting. These are more alabaster. It was just another natural material because we have so much marble, we have so much granite, we have so much stone and brick and wood that we were really like, how are we gonna get this other natural material? What can it be? And alabaster totally fit the bill. We love it. We have it in so many spots here. So this was built on top of here. We added just some tipping rails. Again, we just wanted more storage, but we really wanted a feature wall because the kitchen up there has such a great feature wall. How would you come down here and it, be lackluster in comparison? So we really wanted to do something special here. And then back here, there is another set of bedrooms and a full bathroom. So even though, yes, this is technically a lower level, this bathroom feels more like a main level bathroom. I mean, it could even be a primary bathroom. It's got a full shower, full tub, oversized vanity, windows, it's beautiful, a whole nother bedroom, more storage, another set of washer and dryer locations with hookups. All the bedrooms, like I said, have a ton of natural light. We pushed the house back on the property so that even the bedrooms in the basement, even all the rooms in the basement would sit above ground. Home, to me, means a feeling of rightness, a feeling of belonging, not so much in a building because that is important, and that's what I'm doing is I'm working on the actual structural foundation. But design is a lot of feelings, and it's a lot of transitions, and it's a lot of changes, and that comes with we're doing a lot more than just picking pretty things. And so home is the goal. Home is the goal of every project, to get that feeling of rightness, to get that feeling of this is it. This is what I had in mind. This is the right way to go. We did it. We did the adventure. We made the journey. We got to the end. And then the goal is hopefully that there's still more to come, right? There's still more to this adventure that we could help them with. But home to me is just that feeling of this is absolutely where I'm meant to be.